Hi everyone, I'm Alex and I'm the hands behind Lovecraft Crochet. My plushies are for the anxious, depressed, autistic, and neurodivergent. Small enough to travel in a purse, backpack, diaper bag, or even your pocket. You can check out my Facebook page or TikTok to see what patterns are available and stay tuned for the new ones coming out. I also make hats, scarves, blankets, and dice bags for the tabletop gamer or dice goblin in your life. Feel free to order through the page, TikTok DMs, or via email at love.craft.crochet@gmail.com. Now, on to the segment.
Oh, right, I start these things. Hello and welcome to Blanking 15 Minutes, the show where we talk about stuff weekly, whether we're exhausted from the heat or not. It was a busy work day. I have several sunburns, and I think I died of heat stroke for about an hour or so.
That is possible.
I also only slept an hour and a half before going out, so that could have also been it.
Yeah.
And today we end our interpersonal relationships. Yes, we're dropping a lot of truth bombs today. No, our inner company. You are technically right. Internetwork or intranetwork or internetwork. I want to say intra-network actually, because this isn't international flights is
Outside of your normal.
outside of your nation. No.
Yes. Yes.
Whereas fuck it. This is part 3 of our 3-part Starr Hill week.
Yes.
Sorry if I'm not as upbeat as I usually am. Again, I am exceptionally tired, and we are not done. Not by a long shot. But it'll be fun.
We'll have it done at some point.
So, old business. Well, if you haven't listened to the Killing 15 Minutes on Hatch, you won't be confused here. If you haven't listened to the Mythic 15 Minutes on Starr Hill, you also won't be confused here. But you really should listen to both of those. They're good pump primes for when we just talk about personal stuff like this. In fact, I think Hatch also has, at least as I remember recording, has a really phenomenal feel on a personal level. Readers may not, or listeners may not get it over.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, how fun it is to talk about something that's been a family, not necessarily... It's been a family thing for Hatch. It's been us growing up in the middle of fucking nowhere for Starr Hill Road.
Yep.
And I still don't know where the hell they actually pulled out the Welsh witch doctor there.
Well, the only thing I could think of is that they're part of the people that were part of the new immigrants.
Well, that's sort of why I make the joke in it. Well, technically you make the joke, but I wrote the joke. Where... You know, because he was a Welsh immigrant, clearly that meant the majority German and Irish folks of the area said that he was a witch.
Mm-hmm.
Because the demographic at the time was very much German and Irish immigrants. And I'm sure the Welsh are witch doctors and should be stoned for their use of the letter Y.
In random ass places.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't get behind the Welsh language. I know it's a beautiful language. But it's one of those things that I just can't get behind. Because I like spelling.
Hey,
you don't need 14 L's in Llewellyn.
Wow, there really is that many L's in that word.
No, there's like 4 or 5. But it is...
When you said it, my brain went, there's like 6. Anyways.
And then next week we're going to be doing... Hold on, let's look over to our board. By the way, the office is...
Coming along.
Slowly and surely. We also might have fixed the audio quality a little bit, I think. Get a little bit of the noise reverb out the closer to the mic we get.
Yeah.
And now that we can actually sit, you know what I mean? Next week's gonna be Big Moose Lake's murder. Primer on mything for ghost tripping in general. And then might as well round off blanking with just general ghost tripping that we've done.
Yeah.
I know. It's almost like these weeks should have been reversed. Look, you're seeing how they came out in real time. Wow, we really should cover Hatch. We haven't. It's neat. Cool. If we cover Hatch, we have to cover Starr Hill. Cool, I can talk about this. No, you can't, because mything is not where we do our personal talking.
Nope.
So let's make a blanking.
And that's how we got to this point.
And that's how we got to here. And then next week is me going, hey, we talk about ghost tripping a lot. Why don't we actually do a primer on it?
Yeah.
And then the week after that's going to be ghost hunting, just because, well, there is a difference between ghost hunting and ghost tripping, although many people do ghost hunt to ghost trip, because it just seems cooler if you show up with, an EVP reader.
Well, one of the guys in my Lost Warrior Alliance.
Hashtag not a sponsor, but we would.
We totally would. But, Pigeon Commander asked me.
Use your community code REPENT14. Sorry.
Anyways, he asked me when we do the trip from where she lived up to where they found her body, we should have at least a one of the audio players to see if we could pick up EMPs. But we're running our phones, so it should technically
You mean
pick up
EMF or EVPs?
Yeah, EVPs. What'd I say?
EMPs.
Oh, wrong letters.
You're getting there. An EMF could look like an EMP, but my phone can't do that.
Anyways.
It can't even be a stud finder.
This is true.
Unless I download Grindr.
So, yes. I'm thinking that we should be able to pick up at least audio on our phones, right?
I mean, it's very possible. But then again...
In theory.
Yes, in theory. However, we will also be probably, if we live stream, then it'll also definitely be interfered by the fact that we live in central New York. It took a decade of fucking T-Mobile and Virgin Mobile and everything else to get on the Verizon bandwagon of not being... I couldn't get my phone to work in my room when we were living in Stittville, unless it was by the window.
Mine was in the middle of the room.
But that's sort of what I mean, where it's going to be like, sure, you might be able to pick up some EMF, or EVPs, I mean.
Yeah.
But it's also going to turn into, and here we... Yeah.
Well, since we can't... I'm pretty sure we won't be able to live stream it. Only because of the...
Well, if we don't live stream it, then we'll definitely have audio.
Right.
Would actually make kind of more of like a Hatch documentary sort of thing.
Yeah, because we can use the... we can put the video...
We can use Clipchamp.
Well, I'm pretty sure we can use the video on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so...
So anywho.
Alright, so we'll figure that out.
That is only if we get to 1,000 subscribers/followers on the Facebook page.
On Carry On Productions?
Sure.
Okay, because Blanking doesn't have its own Facebook page.
That's fair. And the blanking is just essentially where Carry On Production goes to ramble.
True story.
And not in the middle of episodes like my sister hates.
I know, when they're not relevant.
I don't even recall most of the times I decide to go into a fugue state and start babbling about ice snakes.
Ice snakes, yes. I'm telling you, you should listen to Mark Hoffman.
I was there when we recorded. I should remember.
You should.
But I don't. So anyways, today, if you can't tell from whatever the hell, now that we're 10 minutes in, we are going to be talking about our own personal journeys to Starr Hill. Because honestly, well, I am a very, very big skeptic. Really. They're setting off fucking fireworks. Close enough that you can hear the fucking sparks. God damn it. Anyways, sorry about hearing that.
A boomer. Same time I became a boomer. When it comes to fireworks. There's a time period for them. Don't break that time period.
Yes, I became a boomer when my colicky fucking newborn son barely sleeps and then they fucking start letting him off. So that was 11 years ago. Kids turn you into boomers.
I'll agree with that.
So anyways, sorry if you hear those off fucking randomly. But today, yes, we're going to be talking about our ghost trips up to Starr Hill. Now, me and Sam have a couple together.
Yep.
We have, at least I know I have a few that I went with like Priggle or Pigface. Or actually, no, I don't think I ever went. I think Pigface had moved to VVS at that time.
Yeah, we moved already, yes.
But me and Zach. And then we have, where I accidentally showed up on Starr Hill one day.
I've done that.
Look, every back road, when you're in the sticks, or at least how they laid it out in the Holland Patton Floyd area,
Yeah.
looks exactly the fucking same.
I've driven all the way out to Missouri, and we did those back roads to Tennessee. They all of it kind of looks the same.
That is very true.
It
was actually really funny showing picture when we were driving down the first time for Ezra.
Yeah.
And I was, taking pictures. Hey, we hit Tennessee. It looks exactly like
Central New York.
Central New York, the flatter parts of Central New York. Because again, New York has some fucking big mounds.
You gotta think though, we are part of the Appalachian Mountains.
That is true.
So our tectonic plates are still semi-moving, but not as much as they used to. Unlike over on the West Coast, which they just don't stop.
Well, that's because they think it's cool.
Okay.
Editor, save me!
I might do that.
No, you're not. You're gonna use that editor save me clip as many times as you can.
Sure.
You're gonna
why
copy
not?
and paste.
Copy and paste. Copy and paste.
Anyway, so yes, ghost tripping.
How do you want to start this?
I
Do you
don't
wanna
know.
start with
Do I want to start with the one that was me, you,
Amanda's boyfriend?
Mike McKellen, Allison?
No, it wasn't Mike McKell.
Yeah, because it was Amanda. I didn't go up there with Amanda.
Yeah, you did.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? You are absolutely correct.
Because it was Zach Priggle,
Oh, okay.
Amanda, her boyfriend. Mikey couldn't make it. So it was Chris Montgomery, Jesse's best friend.
Okay.
Because Jesse was supposed to go, but he started puking, so we didn't go. We
Right.
stole his truck.
Because then Allison also. We didn't have a truck.
We stole Jesse's truck.
I don't recall trucks. I thought we only had the car. Because Allison also started feeling very sick up there.
Yeah. We were in the truck because Amanda or Priggle, one of the two, were driving in the car.
Okay.
In whoever's car. It was either Amanda's or Eric's. So, but I know that we took 3 vehicles up there. One of ours, one of them.
Should we use people's real names?
I don't fucking care.
Fair enough.
If they really want to go digging, go for it. We called one by his freaking last name. We got the other one by a nickname of Pigface. Ezekiel.
Yes.
Anyways, so let's do
Apparently,
this
Sam doesn't know what the hell anonymity is.
Anonymity.
No.
Anonymity.
Don't hurt yourself, kid. Continue.
Anyways, so yeah, it was you, me, Zach, and Allison in the truck.
Okay.
Chris, Priggle, Amanda. There was somebody else because there was 4 in each vehicle.
Yeah, I want to say it was Mike.
I don't think it was Mike.
I believe it was because I was still super salty about that
maybe
whole thing.
Let's go with maybe.
I'm just saying that
But I know Amanda's freaking guy friend came up from Utica to go with us because he was a big bad guy.
Okay.
So we started off at the school.
Yes.
We started off at the high school.
We did.
Because we had to wait for. We decided that was where we were going to pick everybody up.
Well, that's because in our brains, it was just going to be a hop over, and then it took us I think 5 to 10 minutes to find the lookout.
It took about 5.
It took longer. I don't think it took us longer. I think it took us longer than we thought.
Yes.
It did not take us longer than it was supposed to.
No.
We were just dumb.
We
Every hill looks the same.
It really does.
So when they're like, yeah, you just gotta hop this road and take it over, it's like, yes, I'm familiar with the area.
Not that much, it seems. Anyways, so we meet up at the high school, and everybody finally gets there, and I'm looking at the top of this high school, and I swear I was thinking shit move. Now, it could have been just...
You were psyching yourself out at that point.
Right, could have just been how the lights were, bugs with the lights and all that shit.
Or it also plays up against what we talked about in our mything on schools when we did the school spirit one.
Ooh, yeah.
Where, because you're so used to seeing a high school or the middle school or a school bustling with life during, its time awake.
It's wait hours.
It's open hours. How's that? That when you see it after you feel, something's wrong. In the back of your brain, something's wrong because you're not seeing all these people. Because, especially after, you were, I want to say, a junior, right?
Anymore.
At the time of this, you were about a junior. I don't believe you were a senior yet.
No, because Amanda was driving, so I had to be a senior.
Oh, you're right. Okay. No, fair enough. We did this during summer, so I couldn't...
No, we did this one in winter.
It wasn't winter.
It was winter because the dude that Amanda brought jumped over the snowbank and almost ended up with a knife.
There was no snowbank.
There was a snowbank.
There was not a snowbank. Not when I did. Apparently, you've got this whole different...
I need Zach on the phone.
No, I didn't get to call him in during the hatch one. You don't get to call him in now.
Why did you want to call him in the hatch one?
Because you said it would take 35 minutes to drive from Utica to Boonville.
No, I said to get to that portion of Potato Hill.
That's not what you said.
Yes, Potato Hill is in Boonville, so technically it takes 35 minutes to get to that portion of Boonville.
Anyways, you know how I know it wasn't winter?
How?
Because I wasn't cold.
I wasn't cold either.
Because there was no way we would do this stupid-ass ghost trip and shit.
We did it in the winter because we went up the snowmobile trail.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Hold on. People will be right back.
It was not during winter.
Was it during the winter?
No, it was during the fall. I did summer early fall.
No, it was in the winter because the dude jumped over the snowbank.
What fucking snow?
Jumped over a snowbank.
Thank you.
There was no snowbank.
We weren't going to go out there if it was fucking snowy. I wouldn't have gone out there if it was snowy.
It was snowy. Okay. I don't know what you guys did.
Speaker?
Yes.
Hey, Dave, the only snowbank jumping I remember is in the Buick.
Which time? Oh, wait, no, you did not put him to the mic for him to answer that. You're talking about...
Alright, love you.
Love you, bye.
Bye. I'm telling you it was winter.
You can tell me all you want. Now you have 2v1. Hold on.
Calling Allison?
Send her a message.
See
And
if she answers?
guess what?
What?
Fall.
I'm telling you there was a snowbank involved.
So anyways, there I am. Barbecue sauce all over my titties. Anywho, that's really... And no, you know how we also know it wasn't winter? There is no way those roads would have been plowed for us to fucking walk.
Age. Yeah, because we did it late enough in the season where everything was already starting to melt.
So you're saying it was in winter to spring?
Yes, I'm saying March to May.
We're going to have this argument out later, because it is only incidental to the story.
Except for the fact I remember the dude jumping over the snowbank.
That was a clearly different fucking moment.
No!
We now have it on audio tape.
I'm telling you, you both are not remembering this correctly. I'm not...
Three. You three are not remembering this correctly.
I'm telling you. And I'd have to talk to Amanda again to find out, to see what she said.
However, we are lost in the weeds here. So anyways, big fucking group of people.
Anyway, so the group of us...
This is 7 to 8 people. Because you feel there's an extra person there.
I think it would... Because the dude brought his own car. So maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Because we had it where 3 cars went up.
I don't recall 3 cars, but then again, I don't remember us taking Jesse's truck because Jesse didn't have extended seats. It was literally just a front cab. The crew seating. It was literally just a single strip.
Maybe Zach wasn't in the car with us. Maybe he was in the other car. Because I remember you being in the car with me.
Uh-huh.
So probably...
You can tell that we're doing this all off the cuff.
You could totally tell we're trying to remember...
We...
No, it had to be after I graduated. Because we used Jesse's truck.
You're right. See, honestly, I don't remember who you were dating at the time.
I was dating Jesse.
Appar-
That's why Chris was going because Jesse was supposed to go.
Okay.
So Chris came along because Jesse was going. Well, Jesse didn't, come. So
now you're all also hearing why us telling stories is on here is usually why this show is usually just this gamifying information we already have, because we have just spent the last 10 minutes arguing about whether or not it was winter.
I remember snowbank.
So anyways, you know how I also know it wasn't winter? Because we got to the party spot at the top of the
We never made it to the top.
We did not. Hold on. We did not make it to the top. We didn't make it to where it's even split off from the ball to the actual back road. However, right at the top of the first little hill, where there is a clearing, was a party spot with all the campfire and beer accoutrement.
No, we never made it that far.
You're right. You're right. I will give you that one. Because we only made it about a quarter mile up the hill before everyone started getting too freaked out. Allison started feeling pain.
And we heard rustling in the woods.
I know, right? Like, here, hold on.
There was no wind.
And here's where let's actually get to where the story is interesting.
So we get to there.
It's going to be 10 minutes of us arguing about winter and then 3 minutes of, here's what happened.
So we get up there, and we all have knives.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it's partially it was a defensive option and another part of knives. Money can buy knives.
Yes. I cut you, but money doesn't buy knives. So, anyways, we get up there. We're all, except for the dude Amanda brought. Well, Amanda invited along with. I think he worked with her at Taco Bell, but neither here nor there.
Damn it.
What?
She got back to me and went, what, you mean when we all went as a group? Winter. That's 2v2. It is a wash. It is incidental. It doesn't matter.
So, I'm not losing it?
Yes, you are.
I just had somebody, I did not, you can look through my phone. I haven't talked to Allison in forever.
It doesn't matter.
All right.
We're moving on.
We're moving on. Anyways, so, there's no wind. It's snowing. It was snowing.
No, it did not snow. Now you are just fucking gilling.
I said there. Okay, let me rephrase this.
You are
there
now.
was snow on the ground, but the roads were clear.
We bring up the seasons again.
All right, you're right. So,
I'm going to leave.
All right. Anyways, so we get up there. We're armed to the gills, but only with knives.
Hold
we didn't do
on.
anything else.
Hold on. It's not that we're armed to the gills, and it's not like we have all fucking. The way you describe it is, we are a roving band of 8 people, all brandishing fucking 14-inch blades.
All right,
You have now turned this into the Warriors off fucking Broadway production. The Warriors is a very famous movie. Don't look at me questionably. You want to educate the youths? Educate yourself. Children, you are a child left behind.
I was a child left behind. Exactly.
Anywho. So.
All right, let's
reset the scene. Half of the people in this party are just freshly graduated. No, would have to be. If you had Jesse's truck, then it had to be
after I graduated because we started dating shortly.
So they're not. They are the adult supervision here. Then you've got 3 people who are still in school. I had to have been a sophomore.
Yep.
And yes, all of us have knives, but they are light little folding knives. It is not. It has no bearing on the story, and Sam shouldn't have brought it up because.
Knives are still legal in New York State, though. I'm just saying. Anyways, so we start going up the snowmobile trail. There's movement in the trees. We are not using flashlights. We're doing this by the moonlight.
Yes, because it's creepier that way.
True story.
And also, we're a band of 8 fucking people. Let's be clear here. I think the audience needs more to know that there are 7 to 8 people walking up this trail because we wants to see a ghost. We are non-COVID compliantly in 8 people, if we want to put it in modern terms. 2 of us would have had to have stayed in the car, or else we would have been breaking the law. Fairly certain we were still breaking the law.
Breaking law.
But
We probably were because we're
So, yes.
trespassing.
well, that's sort of why I said we were. So, yes, there were a fuck ton of us. We heard stuff. However, it also being winter meant that, guess what? You've given me more ways to debunk that none of it was supernatural. But continue your story, sister.
Anyway, so we're hearing shit moving around in the woods. Some getting closer, some getting further away. Some sounds like people, some sounds like monsters. I'm sorry if a bear showed up that day. That was a monster.
No, that's fair. Which is also valid that, guess what? It could have been a bear.
Could have been deer too.
Could have been deer. It was probably deer.
Probably, yeah, because it was winter. It would have been.
Or it could have been snow falling off of a tree. Could have been
possible.
branches breaking because now there is newly added weight. Because according to you, it snowed.
There was snow on the ground. Okay? I don't remember how long it had been since we last got snow. But I remember snow on the ground and it was the icy shit. Because the snowmobile trail was so packed.
We were kicking gravel.
There was a snowmobile and we were not kicking gravel.
Okay. Proceed.
Alright, so Allison, when you listen to this podcast, I need you to get a hold of everybody else to find out how crazy I am. Anyway, so we start getting about halfway up the hill, and it starts looking like there's people standing at the top of the hill. And that was kind of creepy. Because there was no lights at the top of the hill.
Right. No, I actually agree with you on this one.
That one was kind of creepy. I'm just throwing it out there. Could somebody have been up partying?
Yes, because it's like going and being like, oh my gosh. It's like going to Lover's Lane and being shocked that there are people having sex. People go to Starr Hill to party.
You're not wrong.
People go up there to ghost trip. One of the big stories we brought up yesterday was, the ghost. Also, I brought this up earlier, not to you, but for so many of the urban legends around Starr Hill, like it was the ghost of Hatch was going to get you if you sit in the rocking chair. He died in 2021.
You know what? The first time I realized he wasn't dead was great.
It's actually hilarious looking back and being, because honestly, all of these stories to me read, and we were stupid.
Yeah, and some of them. So, let's see. We get halfway up. Allison is literally bent over in pain. So, we decide to turn back. I have my walking stick. Anyways, so we decide to turn back, and the dude Amanda brought proceeded to start running down the hill, jumped the snowbank, and when he jumped, it looked like like a shadow went like this, went from left to right, across him, which had me freaking out because then I proceeded to grab a hold of the knife I had. You know what I mean?
Sorry, everyone's about to start hearing Snapchat fucking dings.
So, I remember that, but I couldn't figure out where the chains we were hearing either.
Well, and their sort of it is that on this giant one, I remember hearing, movement, both in the woods and up and down the trail, front and back. I remember seeing, air quotes, seeing people at the base of the hill, not at the top. I remember, like, when we turned back, it looked, but that...
I could totally agree with you on that, because there is that, but they had that light right there.
Well, that's exactly where it was. I'm assuming it was just trees. In fact, 90% of it, I feel, was... You're in a spooky fucking thing. You have 8 people. Now, mass hysteria is a thing.
I know mass hysteria is a thing.
Although mass hysteria is not exactly the...
Group psychosis?
Not the actual term I'm thinking of, but you got 8 people all feeding off of each other.
Yeah.
I remember I remember half of us heard the chains. I didn't.
Yes, I believe Zach heard the chains, Chris heard the chains, and I think Priggle.
But to be fair, Priggle was also hyped up.
Oh, that boy was so freaking hyped up. He's the reason I really thought he needed ADHD meds.
I could have told you that when I watched him play DDR the first time.
Yeah. Wonder what he's doing now.
No.
I don't either. Alright, let's see. There's that one. So what else? You didn't hear the strains?
I didn't hear the chains. But I did also see, or again, take all of this with, a grain of me trying to express, because like when I say I saw things moving in the woods, what I saw was shadows in the woods. Changing. It wasn't, because all of the stuff that we did hear and see is very much atmospheric haunting.
Yes.
No one chucked a rock at us.
That we know of.
Well, that's a story I want to bring up. Jesus Christ, we're already 33 minutes into this.
Just think I got at it.
Fair. You're going to edit us arguing so that winter is not 10 fucking minutes?
Yeah.
But anyways, because then it had to have been after or after this. I actually want to say it was before this. No, it had to be after this. Where me and Priggle went up.
Yeah.
Because this was back when we were hanging out because we were both anime weebs. We were otakus. And I swear to God, we got a rock thrown at us that day. But there were only 2 people. If it was spring or summer, because I remember it feeling weird because the gravel... some listeners may understand how this feels. There wasn't a lot of rocks in the gravel, so it was very dusty.
Yes.
So the one time the wind did actually pick up, it was slightly spooky. Because then you had the little dust devils and shit.
Right.
Which really fucked with my night vision. Because we didn't go on a day that it was a full fucking moon. And you know what? I could also be misremembering both encounters. Or both trips. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
I trust Allison's memory. I trust Allison's memory. To an extent.
Again...
I trust hers more than mine. But
again, it was 20 years ago, so...
Holy shit.
I graduated high school 20 years ago this June.
No, I know. It turned into me going, oh shit.
I know. Okay. So, you went up with Friggle and you thought you got a rock thrown at you.
We heard the same sorts of things. Except it also felt louder. Because, see, in my head, we were 8 people fucking walking.
Right.
It's very easy for incidental noise to reverberate back with 8 fucking people. Mm-hmm. Which is why I was not even thinking about, we're hearing walking. Well, yes, we have 8 people walking.
Yeah, but it didn't sound the same, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, it's not going to sound the same coming back to you, especially if you're focused on sounds outside of the personal little bubble.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Hey, I know, I do feel like I remember feeling more people in the group, but I don't want to say it's pitch black. There was good visibility. But you've got barely seeable people that you know are there, so it's very easy for your brain to be like, a whirl of imagination.
Okay. So...
but no, me and Priggle walked up, and we actually got fairly far. We got to the top of the first hill right before the massive-ass dip, but then we saw... He says he saw a light. I don't want to say I did not see no light.
Okay.
And I'm going to state that as clear. And not a light, is more like a will-o-wisp sort of light, where it's...
Okay.
There is a source of light, and I think it was actually the swamp gas off of Venus. No, I'm kidding. But for me, it looked more like a Bic light. Like where someone flicks but there's no fluid in it, so you almost just get the wave of sparks. Or not the wave, but the quick little... But again, from way too fucking far away.
Right.
And there were fireflies out. So, it's like...
I can see what you're saying.
It's like, he got freaked and we ran back down the hill. And I could have swore I heard, something chasing. But if you're in a run after this dude who's having a fucking nervous breakdown...
Yeah. He was really tight, kind of like Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Do you agree?
I am not going to reflect on people's personalities.
Sorry.
But he did have a machete. But that was probably the closest I would have come to encountering anything that would make me go, this is more than just a creepy spot in the woods. But on the other hand, I was also a smoker at the time. So I was also smoking a cigarette. Salem Black Labels. Boy, I miss them.
Me too.
But did you just admit to underage smoking? Yes, and I'll do it again. But so that also meant, and is a similar thing with the 8 of us. Everyone was smokers in the crowd.
But I don't believe we were smoking as we were walking up.
We were.
I don't remember us.
I do, because I remember how annoyed I was that I looked back. I looked around, and all you saw were these little embers just floating in the air. And it was also one of those things of blinding yourselves with, whoosh. So we were actually kind of fucking ourselves over there too.
I can see what you're saying. I don't remember us smoking, but if that's something you remember, okay.
I don't know. Apparently my memory of this day is shot.
Well, here's one for you. Me and Amanda ended up on Starr Hill because she was being a freaking drama queen. And I was trying to calm her down. We ended up getting my Saturn stuck because it hadn't completely melted down, even though it was June. So we got stuck in the snow. And so I called Mom and Dad.
Okay.
Well, actually, I called Jesse first, but he was in the freaking town, asshat. Then I called Mom and Dad. I had to give Dad directions. Mom knew where she was going. So, while waiting, Amanda gets out of the car, and she's going to go chill where the road divides at the second one.
Okay.
Okay? So, if anybody actually looks this up, it's this road that goes squiggly. It's the first road on Starr Hill that goes squiggly. Anyways, so she's over by the radio station. I'm sitting in the car, just chilling. Because it's not exactly cold, but the wind's a little chilly.
As is the purview.
As is. So I'm sitting there listening to my mixtape. Well, mix CD. And Pocket Full of Sunshine's playing. No. Unwritten. Unwritten's playing. And there's a break at one point. I swear to God, I heard giggling.
Okay.
I am alone in this car. There is nobody around me. And I'm hearing giggling. But it giggled right in that break. And never again.
Well, given that you've given yourself tinnitus a billion times,
I would not be surprised. I would also not be surprised if it was one of my mental illnesses showing up.
it's very also possible. Because you got to take into account, boy howdy, a lot of psychosis went up that hill that day.
Mm-hmm.
Like for Allison being sick, I think that was actually more about stress level.
I can believe that.
Because she's, despite the fact that me and her watched a lot of horror films, granted it was always to put her on blast, we had to watch Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child, on repeat. So fucking much. And now she's a DBZ fan, despite the fact she yelled at me when I bought the orange box. Anyways. But that's sort of what it is also, I think. Is that, you could have... I'm not diminishing, what you heard. Like with the giggling.
Yeah.
But there's a billion things that it could have been.
Right. Freaked me out. So I proceeded to, because you really don't get radio stations up on Starr Hill.
Or you didn't at the time.
Well, you didn't at the time. So, because it was still analog then too.
True.
So, yeah. Because I remember when we were coming back down the hill, we didn't get service until we got back fully into Holland Patton, and we were behind Benny's.
Fair enough, because to be fair, that's also where generally my service was too. Whereas like most of Starr Hill, or most of Holland Patton, most of Floyd, was a dead zone at the time.
It was.
It's better now, but
No, it's still a dead zone. If you're standing still, you can get service. If you're driving through, no service.
fair enough.
Then we got, because that was the night that I realized how well I knew Corber because we proceeded to drive down it with no headlights. Because that kid freaked me out.
What, the giggle?
No.
Which kid?
When we did the winter, when we went in the group.
Oh, okay. I remember what you were saying.
Yeah.
Because I remember that.
Because he freaked me out and I killed the lights at the same time Amanda killed hers behind me. And then proceeded to follow me the entire way without headlights. Praying to God. Oh, I'm praying to God if she's, seeing my tail light,
Just enough to, yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping that she's able to see something.
My worry was deer.
Me too, but that guy freaked me out so much that...
Hand me a Snickers.
I will give you a Snickers.
You guys get to hear me eat on camera again. We should have had bullet points.
That there's a road, off of a road,
Yeah.
that gets you on the Starr Hill the back way.
Yes, I know this because that's the one that I was talking about where I accidentally showed up onto Starr Hill.
Yeah, suddenly I'm seeing a cemetery going, oh fuck. Oh fuck.
See, I didn't notice the cemetery at first. I noticed the pond. I'm like...
Oh, I noticed the cemetery first because they hadn't mowed yet. So you really couldn't see the pond. But, yeah, that was me and Ryan. We were driving around and on a camera phone of some sort. We are literally, recording what we're doing. And I'm getting orbs popping up on the camera, but I'm pretty sure that it's all just dust, light, the whole nine.
Right. These are 240 pixel this was... They might have been 480 at that point, because it was with... No.
I was still working at APAC, or had just quit APAC. So...
But either way, the phone qualities are not good.
Oh, no, the phone quality was shit.
Anyone who says the phone quality was fine back then is lying to you.
True story.
I'm not saying that you need the newest hotness, that's super cool camera, but... Well, it helps back then.
Yeah,
if you don't believe me, I have a few pictures from back then that you pull them up onto a laptop now. They are like a quarter inch by a quarter inch to fit the resolution. Versus then you zoom in so it's full screen so you can actually really see how shit it was.
Yeah.
But again, we were kids at the time.
We were. So
I mean,
was
technically
about 18
you were
years ago.
Yeah.
Give or take. And so that gives you an idea, at least on the camera quality. I'm seeing orbs. But I know that you can't judge an orb. An orb is freaking, could be almost anything. And I follow the Ghost Hunters thing of there's no such thing as orbs. That was Taps, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah, because Ghost Adventures was Zach.
Yeah, and everything was an orb.
Yeah.
Or everything was a ghost, rather.
Everything is ghost with them. Now, I'm thinking Ghost Hunters with Taps. So, yeah. And we make a right. And we're, bopping along. And I see a cemetery. And I do the sign of the cross like I always do. And, wait, that looks awfully familiar. And we get maybe 2 car lengths, 3 car lengths down the road. And there's the upper lookout. And I realize where the fuck we are just when we get to that point. I'm like, oh fuck. And you hear Ryan on camera going, what? I'm like, we're on fucking Starr Hill. How the fuck this happened? Now, let's continue to get down the hill. I don't want to get out.
No, and it's very similar to what happened with me, except I was driving back from when I was working at the New Hartford Walmart. Mm-hmm. And I was staying with Allison over on Soul Road.
Right.
So instead of taking the way that I knew, I pretty much did what you did. Actually, no, I missed the turn off, and I'm like, nah, I know where I'm going. I can come back, or you know what I mean? Because I missed a couple times. I was tired. But it was just me. Because I was on my way back. Nothing happened. It was just one of those incidental... It was just how the fuck did I get here?
Yeah, I have to say that is one thing I would like to know how I got there now.
Well, I know exactly how we got, insofar of...
I know how we got there, but I don't know how we got there.
It's very easy to turn around and be like, not this turn, the next one. And then the next one is the one that gets you to the creepy hill.
Right.
shit like that. And like I pointed out at the very beginning of, well, not the very beginning of all this, God knows when you're editing it. Or how you're going to edit it.
Well, I'm editing it in the next 2 days.
I know. But where it does turn into, every road looks very similar. Not the same, because like, there were crossroads in plains. There were crossroads at tops of hills. There's crossroads in the middle of woods. There are minor changes to the topography of the area. But at the same time, it's like, shit, am I taking this one? No, it's the next one. The next one. Wow, I'm in Steuben. What the hell?
How did I get here?
Sort of scenario.
Well, I completely agree and understand. I've done some major road tripping. I'm going to be probably taking your kid road tripping.
Go for it. They all love. Well, Ezra really likes it when he feels like there's a reason for it.
You'll probably maybe one of them would like to go cemetery hopping.
Then you'll have to go with Mom.
We could do that. All right. Anything else on Starr Hill? Oh, one more thing.
Okay.
The light coming up the hill.
Yeah.
I've actually seen that particular one with the headlights.
Right, I actually did want to ask you about that because when we were recording yesterday's episode, a week or two ago, spoilers, we don't film these live as this sounds.
But, yeah, so if you're standing at the first lookout from the road up.
Yes.
Okay, the first lookout, you're able to see Starr Hill Road.
Right. Because that's usually the party spot. The first lookout is
the party spot because you're able to see if the cops are coming, basically.
Yeah.
Because you'll be able to see if somebody's turning up the road.
Exactly.
However, you could see the headlights and nothing shows up at the other end.
Right.
So that is creepy to me. I thought at first, that was a joke until I saw it, and I'm like, how the fuck did that happen? Because there is no way you can't be seen.
Right. No, I totally get that. But at the same time, it's sort of like when I said I thought I saw a Bic from a far distance away. Right. You could interpolate that as, I saw the light that everyone says.
Right, but I hadn't known about that when
right.
I looked it up.
Although Allison brought up something interesting that I do remember, but I only remember, I think it was her, maybe Chris, maybe Amanda saw. Once we got to the first lookout, because we did make it to the first lookout.
I don't think so, but okay.
We may not have made it to the first lookout, but we made it far enough up the initial hill.
Yes.
That, there was a light that her, Amanda, and, again, I want to say it was her, Amanda, and Chris. I can't remember. I legitimately cannot remember. Allison said she remembers singing, with a couple other people. I remember it was about a minute or so before she's like, I'm in legitimate pain. Spoilers alert, I believe it was period pain. Only because I remember she started the next day.
Well, let me tell you, if it was period pain, I could totally understand what the pain she was in.
I know, every woman listening to this turned around and went, yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
But they saw a light from behind us, and then it disappeared. Now, I'm actually going to take a grain of salt with everything now, because I don't remember it being winter. You do. Allison says it was winter. Zach agreed with me. We have that on tape.
We have that on tape. The thing with Zach, though, is he was mostly asleep.
Well, that and me and him had gone a couple other separate times.
Right.
And they were essentially the same as, this, except without the full group, it's a lot easier to ease. You know what I mean? Where it's like, did I see someone? No, it was this. Shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember them being creeped out because they, because they saw something at the bottom of the, they saw a light at the hill, and I'm just like, okay, it's a fucking car. But if it was winter and there was snowbanks, then again, light is very much played in.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where it turns into, okay, now if we see anything, there is a very big caveat of fucking magnets, how do they work?
Yeah.
Sort of scenario where it's like, no, I saw, but it wasn't reflecting over here. It was doing this, that, and the other thing. Yes, light is magical. To
like
the layman.
Bullet?
No, the magic bullet is totally different than magic light.
Okay. But no, it just off of the headlights, the light coming up the hill. Honestly, I don't know how to debunk it because I always thought afterwards I thought maybe we were seeing down a little bit, that we were seeing 274.
Right.
But 274 is downhill. So I wouldn't see them close. They wouldn't be that close to me. Yes. No. All right.
Anyways, let's wrap this up. I know this is gonna be it'll be like a 40-minute episode maybe.
45 maybe.
Who knows?
Anyways, because according to this, it's 5:50, 40. So I'm Sam Rossi.
And I'm AJ Carey.
Follow us on at Carry On Prod on Facebook.
And Carry On Proud on Twitter.
Yes.
And soon we will have a website.
Hopefully. Later, y'all.
I gotta go fucking aloe vera myself.
Keep on carrying on.
C-A-R-E. Right. Because
Carry On Production.